Hello and welcome. As we head into this Diwali weekend, we have our special roundtable on the battle for Bihar. That's right. This is the big election of 2025. The battle lines have been drawn. The nominations have finally concluded for the first phase after a bitter tug of war between the leading parties and their allies. And as always, Bihar is the state to watch out for. It's a political bellwether state where, as we've seen in the past, the state stands at the crossroads of promise and politics, of old equations shifting and new contenders emerging. And the big question remains, who's really ready for the big Bihar fight? That's going to be the focus of our Bihar roundtable. Before we get into what promises to be a fascinating discussion, let me introduce our panel of guests who represent every political viewpoint as well as academics and psephologists. Joining me on the show, Pradeep Bhandari is the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Sujata Paul is the national spokesperson of the Congress. A.K. Bajpai is national senior vice president and chief spokesperson Lok Janshakti. Syed Akram is national spokesperson RJD. K.C. Tyagi, senior leader of the Janata Dal United. Manisha Priyam is going to give us an academic perspective from her home state of Bihar. And Yashwant Deshmukh is founder C voter. He'll give us all the numbers as they emerge. We're going to go one question by question and get reactions from all of you. I would request you to keep your intervention short so that we can get as many comments as possible. My first big question on the Bihar roundtable: is the NDA better prepared than the opposition Mahagathbandhan for the battle of Bihar? We've seen in the last few days how the Mahagathbandhan has struggled to finally get its alliance together in terms of seat sharing. The NDA was the first off the mark in announcing its seats. So is the NDA better prepared than the Mahagathbandhan, or are both sides starting at the same point at the start of this race? Let me take that question at the very outset to Sujata Paul, national spokesperson Congress, because Sujata Paul, as we've seen in the last few days, it's been a bit of a struggle. Eventually the Congress putting up its first list late on Thursday night, 48 names. And the sense one got is that this was going to the wire. Lots of phone calls between the Congress leadership and the RJD before your alliance was finally cemented in terms of seat share. Would you concede that the NDA is better prepared?
Certainly not, Pradeep, and the reason is very clear that we have been in conversation, there has been dialogue, and it is a democratic alliance where we've been discussing what would be the best for the people and what we can offer best to the people. And therefore, our list came out well in time. And of course, the difference was not too much between the NDA list and our list. So I think it really doesn't matter which came first and which came later. The fact of the matter is that as far as the BJP...
No, so why did you need these late night... No, 1 minute. If all was so smooth, why every night your meetings were going on till 2 a.m. and 3 a.m.? Could you have been better prepared?
But discussions is what is required, and last-minute discussions are always very, very important because we are faced with an election machinery in the form of the BJP. Forget the JDU, because JDU, like Mr. JP Nadda had already said earlier, is going to be finished after these elections, certainly. But a party which we face and is in front of us, we know clearly that they will go to any extent. So if our list comes after that, they are the defenders, right? So if they have to remove an entire cabinet for a cabinet reshuffle, you can understand where they are coming from, and they need to threaten people. We actually need to give the best to the people because the people of Bihar are looking at us. But haven't you seen the headlines? The headline said that the LJP had managed to, have a coup within the NDA in terms of seats. So if this is the language which is being used for the NDA seat sharing entire project, then I can understand how difficult it is for them. For us, it was very clear from the beginning, but yes, till the last minute, we have discussed and put our minds to it.
Right. Okay, I want to bring in the BJP at this moment. Pradeep Bhandari, do you want to respond to what we just heard, that the NDA alliance may have come together faster, but that's because you were able to intimidate your allies into submission? That is where the power of the center, the power of an Amit Shah comes in. It's not as if the allies were voluntarily agreeing to the kind of seat sharing you've done in Bihar. Many of them are still complaining privately that they've got too few seats and there are coups within and there is discontent within your alliance. It may not come to the surface because of a fear factor.
Well, at the outset, Rajdeep ji, let me tell you, and you can ask your producers to record this clip, the NDA will get more vote share and seat share than what it got in 2020. There is organic unity in the NDA with clear leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar defined. Whereas if you look at the Mahagathbandhan, it has not been able to declare a seat sharing formula, and under pressure, in each individual party of Mahagathbandhan is declaring its individual seats. In fact, Tejashwi Yadav campaigned in Delhi for multiple times to meet Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Kharge, and neither Mr. Rahul Gandhi nor Mr. Kharge met him. When Tejashwi filed his nomination from Raghupur, there was nobody from the Congress party present. In fact, nobody from the Congress party, whether it is Rahul Gandhi or Kharge ji, congratulated Tejashwi Yadav. Mukesh Saini spoke about doctors in Delhi in Mahagathbandhan curing the diseases in Bihar, but he camped in Delhi, but till date he has not been declared as the official deputy chief minister candidate from the Mahagathbandhan. So at each seat, what we are getting from the ground is that RJD is fighting against the Congress is fighting against RJD, and it is absolutely clear there is organic unity in the NDA, and it is an alliance which has been going on from the last 2 decades. We are a much stronger alliance than what we were in 2020. So with LJP coming on our fold, so I am completely confident the Congress can live in its Alice in Wonderland. But the truth of the matter is Congress has neither defined its face, neither has defined its leadership. The Congress party's leaders speak openly against the RJD. Right. In fact, Mr. Pappu Yadav yesterday spoke that we will not compromise the self-respect of the Congress party for the RJD. And till now, even if there are dissenting voices in the Mahagathbandhan, there is no clear leadership. If I ask you, Rajdeep, who is the clear leadership of Mahagathbandhan?
Pradeep Bhandari, there are dissenting voices. Sir, just a minute. There are dissenting voices also within the NDA or not? Those who are resorting to sher or shairi, the Jitin Ram Majis, the Upendra Kushwas, they clearly are disgruntled. It's not all one big happy family. Why not accept that? Instead of telling me what's wrong with the Congress, answer clearly whether your alliance is intact or not. Even Nitish Kumar, at the end of the day, you're saying no one went with, no Congress person went with Tejashwi Yadav to file nomination. Nitish Kumar does not even speak to the press at the moment. He does not even address a press conference. So it's not as if all is a happy family, surely, within your ranks.
I'll answer. Well, Rajdeep, Nitish Kumar ji is busy addressing the people of Bihar. That's why he comes to power and the NDA comes to power. He's not like Tejashwi Yadav, who will spend a large amount of his time trying to fix what is the problem inside the Mahagathbandhan. Well, Rajdeep, you spoke about Sher Shairi. What are the latest statements of all those leaders? All those leaders, there is a commonality. All those leaders accept the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Does Pappu Yadav accept the leadership of Tejashwi Yadav? Does Krishna Anuvarur accept the leadership of Tejashwi Yadav? Will RJD accept a Congress party candidate as the Mahagathbandhan face? No. So if you look at the Mahagathbandhan, there is neither clear leadership, there is no official seat sharing which is defined. Yes, we are one happy family. In a family, you will have individuals expressing their opinion. But at the end of the day, everybody knows that the mukhya of the family is Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. And that is where the organic unity comes into the picture.
Okay, I've heard from the two national parties. I want to turn to the state parties. I want to start with you, Syed Akram, national spokesperson, RJD. Let's be clear. Your seat sharing has gone to the wire. As I said, till 2 a.m. in the morning, meetings being held, phone calls between Congress headquarters, RJD. Now, this happens, I know, before most elections, but the way it's happened, it clearly doesn't send out the right signals. Even an official list of which party will contest how many seats was unclear, and there's now the possibility of some friendly fights within your alliance. Even the left parties had first released a list, then they took it back. Do you concede that you all were not as prepared as you should have been in terms of your internal dynamics?
शुक्रिया राजदीप, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. First of all, I would like to say our alliance and our all partners are very intact. We are perfectly fine. We are moving smoothly. There is no confusion. There is no dispute. There is no any pressure. More than 100 our candidates have filed a nomination. What is the problem of Bihar within Bihar election? The NDA wants us to respond whatever they want, however they want. Why we should go with that tradition? Will bring a list of the candidate and will decide like that.
No,
we are not under pressure. NDA is totally under
Akram
pressure.
ji, if all is so well, why is the Congress not projecting Tejashwi Yadav as a chief minister? You see, and then Akram ji, if all is so well, why is Tejashwi Yadav not being projected as the leader? There has been a lot of internal battles within a battle. There were 3 seats in particular which the Congress was insisting upon. RJD was unwilling to give. Now all of this could have been settled surely much earlier.
Rajdeep, this is our totally decentralized democratic exercise. We are not coming from any head, that kind of command, the commander who is sitting in Delhi and of NDA commander, and they will decide and we will have to accept. In our party, in our alliance, very democratic procedure is here. Everybody is willing to contest election. Our number of candidates who want to contest election is a huge number. We are not in the deficiency of candidates like NDA. So that things is coming out. Today our nomination is going on. Yesterday our nomination filed, a lot of nomination filed. So there is nothing like that. In NDA there is a problem. They are.
So you're saying, okay, you're making the point that you are not a command and control. I've taken your point. Syed Saab, I've taken your point. Let me take that to KC Tyagi. Tyagi ji, आपने सुना होगा, RJD कह रही है, unlike the alliance of the NDA, they are not a command and control structure. ये कहा जा रहा है कि in a way the BJP high command is dictating to the JDU. नीतीश कुमार का चेहरा है, लेकिन चाबी जो है वो अमित शाह जी और एनडीए के पास है. ये कितना सही है? क्या आप मानते हैं? Look at it, even in seat distribution, you all have been given this time equal number of seats. Always JDU would get more seats. क्या आप मानते हैं balance of power has shifted now?
राजदीप जी, पहले तो मैं जो कांग्रेस की प्रवक्ता हैं हमारी बहन, उनके इस स्टेटमेंट पर मैं ऐतराज़ करना चाहता हूं. जब वो कहती हैं कि नड्डा जी ने कहा है कि जेडीयू चुनाव के बाद समाप्त हो जाएगा. एक बड़ी पुरानी पार्टी की प्रवक्ता और राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर राजदीप के चैनल पर इतना खुल्ला झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए. ये मुझे दिखाएं, ज़रा ऑथेंटिकेट करें कि कहाँ नड्डा जी ने अपनी फ्रेंडली पार्टी के लिए ऐसा वक्तव्य दिया है. एक तो मैं इसको मना करना चाहता हूँ कि इस तरह की र्यूमर मॉन्गरिंग वो ना करें, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, राजदीप आप इतनी सीनियर हैं, आप जानते हैं कि जेडीयू का और बीजेपी का गठबंधन कोई 2 दिन का नहीं है. हमारा गठबंधन 99 से उस तरह से, उससे पहले से बीजेपी के साथ चला जा रहा है. नेतृत्व को लेकर के पहले अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी, जॉर्ज फर्नांडिस थे, अब नीतीश कुमार और मोदी जी हैं. कभी किसी तरह के कोई विवाद नहीं होते हैं. जहाँ तक सीटों का आपने जिक्र किया, कई बार सीट हम ज़्यादा लड़ते हैं, कई बार सीट वो ज़्यादा लड़ते हैं, कई बार सीटें हमारी ज़्यादा आती हैं, कई बार सीट उनकी ज़्यादा आती हैं. लेकिन लीडरशिप के सवाल पर वहाँ कोई मतभेद नहीं होता. नीतीश कुमार जी अनडिस्प्यूटेड, अनचैलेंज लीडर हैं एनडीए के, और जितने भी घटक दल हैं वो बारी बारी कह चुके हैं इस बात को लेकर के कि नेतृत्व जो है उन्हीं का होगा. और यूं भी पिछले 20-22 वर्षों में जिस तरह से वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट हुआ,
so there is no shift in balance of power. सो केसी त्यागी जी, आप कह रहे हैं कोई शिफ्ट नहीं है बैलेंस ऑफ पावर में, ये नहीं है कि नीतीश कुमार जी चेहरा है लेकिन चाबी, जैसे मैंने कहा, बीजेपी के हाथ में है।
हम साथ साथ हैं, हम फ्रेंडली पार्टी हैं और हम कोई आज से भी नहीं है। मैं और पीछे आपको ले जाऊं, आप तो बहुत सीनियर हैं, डॉक्टर लोहिया और दीनदयाल उपाध्याय के नेतृत्व में 1967 में जब गैर कांग्रेसवाद की धारा चली थी, तब से ये दोनों पार्टियां साथ हैं। ये आपातकाल में जेल में हम साथ रहे, जनता पार्टी में, जनता दल में, और अब लालू जी से अलग होने के बाद, खासतौर से 1994 में, उसके बाद में पहले समता पार्टी, फिर रामविलास और शरद यादव के नेतृत्व में जनता दल यूनाइटेड, हम तब से वहाँ आरजेडी के अपोजिशन में हैं उनके। अब ये मेरे मित्र कह रहे थे आरजेडी के डेमोक्रेटिक, जब डेमोक्रेटिक शब्द जब ये कहते हैं पार्टी के अंदर तो मुझे हंसी आ जाती है, चूँकि इन्होंने शायद नहीं काम किया होगा। मैंने लालू जी के साथ भी काम किया और जनता दल में हम लोग इकट्ठे थे। किस तरह से 1996 में जब लालू जी की गिरफ्तारी हो रही थी, पूरी पार्टी चाहती थी कि परिवार के बाहर का कोई आदमी अध्यक्ष बनना चाहिए, चाहे यादव बन जाए, मुख्यमंत्री बनना चाहिए और यादव ही हो जाए। उस समय हम लोगों ने पार्टी से अलग किया था, शरद यादव में रामविलास जी, देवेगौड़ा जी। तो वो डेमोक्रेटिक शब्द जो है वो अच्छा नहीं लगता उनके मुंह से, और हमारी चाबी कहीं नहीं है। नीतीश कुमार हैं हमारे नेता, कर्पूरी ठाकुर थे हमारे नेता, ये किसी की डिक्टेशन नहीं मानते हैं, डेमोक्रेटिकली हमारी पार्टियों में काम होता है।
Let me get that what you have said to AK Bajpai of the Lok Janshakti. Let's get it very clear, AK Bajpai. Chirag Paswan, does he accept Nitish Kumar's leadership fully? In the past, in the last election in 2020, for example, Chirag Paswan had spoken out against Nitish Kumar openly. Even now, from time to time, he has spoken about law and order collapsing in Bihar at times. So I want to know from you, is for the Lok Janshakti party Nitish Kumar your leader or not?
No, how Nitish Kumar can be the leader of my party? My party leader is Chirag Paswan. We are alliance partner in the NDA.
Of your alliance?
And yes.
Of your alliance?
So we know the limitation of alliance. We know the boundaries of alliance. And it's Chirag Paswan is no much better than the other leaders because he is facing the situation since 2014, 19 and 24. So we are functioning within the boundaries of the alliance partner. We insisted for the development of the Bihar in 2014,
you will function
1924. Again, repeatedly we are doing it. So where is the question of accepting the leadership?
Nitish Kumar is your leader. You have accepted to fight this election under Nitish Kumar's leadership. Are we clear on that?
Yes. We are willingly accepted that we are fighting the election under the leadership of the alliance partner, that is Janata Dal U, and that is Nitish Kumar. There is no difference on it. And as far as the seat sharing is concerned, that is well done by within the alliance partner. And on the other side, see what they are doing. At 3 o'clock, the nomination will expire. And till
got it.
Now, they have not announced their seat sharing.
I've taken your point. Let me therefore turn to two big questions from here, which are to be answered more by academics and psephologists. My second question, is Bihar going to be a battle of freebies versus tall promises? That's question number 2. And linked to that is question number 3, is Bihar a battle of who wins the Mahila and Yuva vote? Once upon a time, MY was seen as Muslim and Yadav. Is it now seen as Mahila or women and Yuva or youth? Manisha, Priyam, we've listened to the politicians talking about seat sharing. That's only one aspect. Now the campaign begins. Is this campaign about the various promises that are being made? You've got Tejashwi promising 1 job per family, which comes to 2.7 crore jobs. I don't know where they'll come from. But you've got the NDA, which has put 10,000 rupees in the pockets of women per family. Now we don't know how that will affect budgets and whether there will be an audit of that money. How do you see it? Is this election about changing Bihar or simply providing freebies at election time, Manisha, Priyam?
So, Rajdeep, kindly permit me to answer the freebie question first, but do permit me a small comment on the seat sharing as I end. on the freebies as far as the woman vote is concerned. Remember, Nitish Kumar did entrench a solid vote block for himself from amongst the women of the poor and downtrodden families through a slew of measures. And these were not freebies, these were deep and developmental. These measures included giving the girl child the cycles to go to schools, Bihar roads built by Nitish transformed with girl childs given school uniforms, and you could see rural areas, the entrenched mindset that was anti-girls going to school and going for education was transformed by this visual beyond measure. But that same Bihar which invested so much, there were reservations for women, etc. Look at the number of tickets given to women. And as much as I have heard the history of politics through Honorable Sri K.C. Tyagi ji, both the socialists and the two socialist formations under Karpuri ji, and now the NDA need to answer whether a Renu Devi as Deputy Chief Minister was simply representational and not very different from a Rabdi Devi who was also representational. So women in top leadership are not allowed up. Be at
they
the
are
bottom,
offering
cycle on the
30%,
rural roads, be in the
13%
panchayat.
seats
Don't
to women.
try to-
Ma'am, in the list so far, 13%, 13% seats to women is what the NDA is offering.
Top leadership does not go to women, number one. Second, about the Yuva voter, nearly 30% of the population is youth, and I am sorry to say that despite all the education revolution, 62% of those who are finishing their schools and about to go to colleges actually have nowhere to go to and resort to private coaching and tuition. So it is a state where the youth are simply out on the streets. The real picture is the coaching and the gully, and any amount of saying that this is our neta and that is our leader, I don't think the issue is that of hamare neta sirf yahi hai. Parivarvad will become equal to no leadership change if we don't answer the youth question. Tejashwi is offering jobs, but you rightly pointed out from where all these youth in Khansar, Rahman Guru, all of them are offering the youth saying, Daroga ban jaiye, ticket collector ban jaiye, and you have to see the gullies to understand it is a situation where as if lotteries are being sold. Samrat Ashok, the emperor, is reincarnated in the gully as teaching mathematics for 500 rupees. Sampurn Ganit padha denge. Now I want to conclude by saying that the poor youth stand, hang around in the urban gullies and run from 5 in the morning preparing for bhartis for government jobs. However, what we see is really a disappointment in terms of what we've seen, the two alliances, the Mahagathbandhan even more than the NDA.
Okay.
Look at the fact that forget other things in North Bihar, even in Ghosi, where there is a CPIML sitting MLA, the RJD wants to have its own candidate. What can explain this? So it's not about just Mukesh Saini and the posturing and the midnight dramas. On the side of the JDU, the issues about the JDU issuing symbols to places where Chirag Paswan is fighting. Now Hanumanji is going to fight the socialist chehra of the BJP. That's the tamasha that Biharis are about to see. So therefore I believe that this election is about highly localized
I've taken your,
but
Manisha, I've heard you.
Gathbandhans, not even political parties failing to reach the poor. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying, in a sense, you're seeing a hyper-localized election. Everyone wants to be a neta, everyone wants a ticket, which explains the confusion. But you made good points on Mahila and Yuva and how they seem to be completely, in a way, they are talked about at election time, but the representation isn't there. Yashwant Deshmukh, you're the one who's been also talking about how the Yuva and the Mahila are going to be key. Are you sticking to that if there are two demographics that will decide this Bihar election, it's that 49-50% Mahila vote and it is the Yuva vote. Bihar has the largest demographic below 25 in the country in terms of voters. Are these the two key demographics, particularly with all the freebies and promises being made to attract women and youth?
Sometimes I feel like we do a great disservice to Bihar by looking at the Bihar politics only through the caste and religion prism. You know, while we all know for sure that there are so many states, even in South, there's much progress and richer South, the southern states of Tamil Nadu, which are much more caste driven in their politics rather than just being aiming Bihar. You know, I have been trying to follow at least the emerging blocks which are kind of caste voting beyond the caste and religious arithmetics, and certainly the new MY combination seems promising in that way for different reasons, maybe, as Manisha ji just said that, and I totally agree with every line that Manisha has said, that you know, female voters connection with Nitish Kumar is altogether different level, and yes, the sarkari naukri matters. The naukri matters, sarkari naukri definitely matters a lot. So no matter how impractical the promise may be, there would be traction for youth among the youth for that announcement of Tejashwi. So it is going to be the youth and Mahila equation, no doubt. Yes, the baseline of the Bihar politics will remain into caste, but sometimes you know, people say it's all about arithmetic, Rajdeep. Sometimes people say it's all about chemistry. Largely, Bihar is more about arithmetic. We have seen in the last 15 years more than in that way. But chemistry plays its own role.
Right.
You might find it out of sync, but yeah, I mean, sometimes. Okay, let me try to explain it with an F1 racing team. It's not just the car. You need a good driver, good champion driver, and you need definitely a very good team in the pit stop to run this thing. Now, everybody knows what is their role in that F1 thing. You know, as far as NDA is concerned, I consider BJP as the one which has the car, the organization, and Nitish Kumar is the seasoned F1 driver. They need that driver. They cannot drive the car, Rajdeep, on their own because BJP does not have the driver. That's the bottom line, you know. And JDU doesn't have the car, BJP doesn't have the driver. That's it. Now, if they can manage their pit stop staff in place, otherwise it's troublesome.